The Friday Football Frenzy, sponsored by Foundation Solutions.
Welcome into Friday Football Frenzy. Before we get started, just a moment to acknowledge what tomorrow is. A year ago tonight was the last normal night here in the mountains. After Helen, sports in Asheville took a pause for a few weeks while people sorted their lives out.
There were many areas devastated, including Canton, but football is back in Milltown. And the Bears were only one half of our game of the week, Franklin making the drive over. Much better than that 3-2 record would indicate the Bears trying to improve to 5-1. We love homecoming this time of year. Congrats to our homecoming queen. But hey, Pisgah with big problems starting the second half, down 27-6, and Franklin gets the ball. But the Bears defense stands up, and on their first possession of the second half on fourth down, gotta have it on the other end of the rainbow, Matthew Mahaffey finds Mason Putnam for the score, and that's how you get the crowd involved. They'll go for two ensuing possession. Panthers get nothing after a huge Putnam game. Well, once again, this is Panthers getting nothing. So now, after the Putnam big gain, leads to a touchdown by Landon Pope. They'll go for two this time, but this time they don't get it. Franklin drives, but only gets three. Now we're into the fourth quarter. After 3 and change remains, some penalties, Bears score again. Do you onside kick? Do you kick it deep? They kick it deep, and Franklin makes them pay. They'll hold off the Bears' comeback, and they'll win 37-26.
We was able to run the ball very effectively, and we knew that Pisgah was going to come out and give us a different look, and they did. Pisgah's not going to quit or lay down for anybody, and they fought back and put themselves in a position to win the game, and our kids responded. We finally finished the deal tonight. This is a great win for us.
Heading off to Transylvania County, Brevard hosting North Henderson for homecoming. Late second quarter, the Blue Devils in firm control already. Christian Conley is going to look down the field, doesn't see anything, decides to tuck it and run. That's going to be a 10-yard jaunt to the end zone for a 29-6 advantage. Later on, Carter McPhee is going to get the call for the Blue Devils, and he powers through from the 1-yard line. That makes it a 37-6 ball game. North Henderson able to answer, though, from their own 35, Aiden Berry. And that is another 1-yard touchdown. Instant replay. But here we go with North. Never mind, but back comes Brevard. They're tough. Braylon Thompson is going to find his way 3 yards for the touchdown on the flip pass. Blue Devils big winners, 52-18. Mountain Heritage on the road at Madison. Last time out, the Cougars lost their first game of the season. Second quarter already up 30-6. Irvin Rodriguez sheds just about the entire Patriots front seven on his way to a 5-yard touchdown, 38-6 after the 2-point conversion. Late in the half, Madison dropping back to punt, but Alex Morales-Valdez has other plans, and they don't go well. Cole McGee sniffs it out for the turnover on downs. And 3 plays later, the read option is going to go to Rodriguez. Again, he stretches his way across the goal line to make it 44-6. And that would be your halftime score. But in the third quarter, fortune favors the Patriots. Dallas Bartlett sends it out to Gavin Galt, who has the first down. The ball is going to be poked loose, but it's scooped up by Yvonne Blankenship.
Lil Wayne.
And he takes it in for the touchdown. Madison kept on fighting, but Heritage rolls 50-20.
A moment of reflection for the victims of Helene tonight at Mitchell High. It's also homecoming as they take on Polk. First quarter, Polk kicks off to Deshaun Orr. Big mistake. He takes the opening kickoff the other way, 89 yards for a first and goal. So almost the other way.
It was the other way. It just wasn't all the way.
Quarterback Owen Riddle on a sneak makes it 7-0 early first quarter. Next drive by the Mountaineers. Riddle passes the skin to Orr on this amazing 61-yard run after the blocked PAT. It's 13-0 Mitchell. Later in the first quarter, Riddle takes the rock himself for this 13-yard run, 20-0 Mountaineers. And we get to the second quarter with this excellent reverse motion to the other Deshaun Orr. There we go.
That's the same one. All right, that Mountaineers end up cruising to a 39-7
there we
win.
Go, 39.
Stick around. We've got more Friday Football Frenzy coming up after the break. More remembering.
We're the Pisgah Bears, and you're watching Friday Football Frenzy.
Well, Fridays are all about football this time of year, but this one is a little different. It's a somber start for most of the games tonight.
The one-year anniversary of Helen hitting the mountains and leaving catastrophe in its wake. Before the Asheville High game, Mama flew over the stadium as the Cougars recognized first responders and others who contributed to the immediate relief and ongoing rebuilding efforts. It's a moment that changed everyone in Western North Carolina, and one nobody who experienced it will ever forget.
For first responders, we know that in the days of and immediately following Helene, there were over 5,000 emergency calls made to 911 that first responders responded to. And so just taking a moment to acknowledge the work that they did was incredibly powerful this evening.
They got to hear that their loved ones were safe, and it was because of live local radio. So I was very honored and proud to be a part of that, to be part of such an amazing team.
And unfortunately for Asheville, they faced Watauga tonight, so once we get to it, the Pioneers, an undefeated 4-0 tonight, wasn't easy on the Cougars. The road team took the opening kickoff back, so it's already 7-0 off rip. Second possession for the Pioneers, Cade Keller taking it all the way. What do you say? At will for the road team early. For Asheville, just nothing giving. This is the first play of the second quarter for the road team. They'll score again. It was 21-0. So, Chris, what does that mean? That means the sticks got to be passed.
So I hear.
Final 57-7.
Former conference mates getting together in Weaverville. North Buncombe hosting McDowell. First Blackhawks drive just across midfield. Give goes to Kingston Denson. He makes one cut back inside and is off to the races. That's going to be 47 yards for the 7-0 lead. He had 153 rushing yards tonight, but the Titans got a bigger night from this fella, Danny Charles Brown, on 4th and 12.
What a name.
For way more than 36 feet. Great catch by J-Ron Moore, by the way, down at the 1. A couple plays later, Hunter Pittman is going to cash that in when he barrels through the left side to tie up the game. It's still tied at 7 when we fast forward to the second. D.C. Brown, that's going to be his new name because he was Superman tonight, hooking up with Moore for a 24-yard touchdown. That is going to make it 14-7 in favor of the Titans. Brown finished with a school record 369 passing yards, and he can do it on the ground too, taking it in from 9 yards out to extend the advantage to 21-7. Moore also with a big night, 179 receiving yards as the Titans are 4-1, 35-19 your final. Heading to Rosman, where the Tigers have Hayesville in town. The first Yellow Jackets drive from the 25. Trey Graves gets the ball on the toss sweep, and he's going to rumble all the way to pay dirt for a quick 7-0 lead. Now, this is not a replay coming up from the 27 this time. Graves is going to get it again. This time he chooses to go up the middle, and he's gone again to double the lead to 14-0. But the Tigers get a little juice here. The Yellow Jackets going to drop back to pass. And our guy, Mason Bell, steps in front of said pass from Peyton McGahey. And he is going to take it all the way back to the Hayesville 23-yard line before he is going to be tripped up there by big number 56. Good hustle there. The very next play for the Tigers, they're going to gainy some big yards. And by that I mean Zeke Gainey, 23 yards for a 14-8 lead. Hayesville way too much tonight as they take it 54-14.
All right, some scores. Andrews at Robbinsville. Robbinsville doing damage there. Murphy showing up big, 35-0 at Cherokee. And Thomas Jefferson Classical not enough at home against North Stanley, 23-6. And moving on, Avery County hosting Owen. Owen takes the dub by a little bit more.
Now, that one's currently in the fourth quarter. That one has not gone final just yet.
Read the scoreboard, Marvin.
It was about 8 minutes left last time I saw it on Twitter.
Fair enough. Tuscola, 20-0 over Smoky Mountain. West over East. It is what it is. All right, scoot on down the mountain for some Cavalier football. East Rutherford hosting West Caldwell halfway through Q1. East up 8-0. CJ Jackson takes the end around in the end zone. That would make it 15-0 after the PAT. Cavs keep the RPMs rocking on the ensuing kickoff. It's an onside kick that is recovered by East Jakir Mooney. And the rain would pick up from there, and so would the Cavaliers. They score. Landon Flynn airs it out wide to open Matthew Pinkerton. So exciting, I choked on my own words there for a second. That would put East up 22-0 next drive for East. It's Flynn to Pinkerton once more. There we go. On the receiving end, Cavs would go for 2 and get it to blow this one out 30-0, and that would be a final. And that score is going to be 30-0.
Out to Chase, Trojans hosting RS Central, a little county rivalry there. Hilltoppers start out hot. Elmer Littlejohn takes the screen pass from Rylan Holly in for 6 plus the PAT, so it's 7-0 RS Central. A few minutes later, the Hilltoppers get the run game going. Jaquise Smith finds a lane all alone. That's going to pad the advantage to a 2-score lead and says, yes, we are in here. Less than 4 minutes left in the first quarter. The Trojans defense is going to find a good pace as the big man Eugene Wilkins gets the stop behind the line to make it 2nd and 25 for the Hilltoppers. In the second, Toppers offense shines again. Holly to Smith through the air, and that is going to be an easy score, making it 27-0. The Hilltoppers climb higher and come out on top, 42-7. So once again, football's fun. What happened a year ago? It was about this time that the rain really started coming down, and you just think it's going to be a bad storm. And then, Friday, quite frankly, all hell broke loose, and a lot of people were changed, myself included. I'm sure you had some experiences as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is a moment for reflection. It rained a little bit, maybe symbolically tonight. Glad it held off that we could participate in these reflective moments because, Western North Carolina, resilient, absolutely resilient.
And tomorrow's going to be really tough, but hey, we got through 1 year. We'll get through many more years together. Thanks for joining us tonight. Remember, you can always check us out on WLOS.com where you can find every final score except that Avery 0-1 from tonight.